and welcome back. By now you probably noticed that the capacitive screen on the device is extremely responsive. You don't have to press the screen like a maniac, nor do you have to wait for the animation to catch up. The Snapdragon processor can easily keep up with your gestures. It's a very smooth and liquid experience. And let's check out the on-screen keyboard. I'll just create a quick tweet using HTC Peep. The keyboard on the Desire with predictive text is working better than ever. Even my fat fingers, well, let's call them husky fingers, seem to hit their marks. And flipping the screen sideways will make the typing experience even better. Overall, the on-screen keyboard on the device is very satisfactory. But even though touchscreens are cool and all, ever so often you may find yourself in a situation where you kind of want to avoid using them. I always seem to get calls and need to use the device when I'm enjoying some food. Not sure if it's because I eat a lot or what, but the screen always ends up looking like an appetizer menu. Luckily, the HTC Desire also comes with mechanical buttons, including the optical trackball, which allows you to navigate the interface without smudging up your screen. Alrighty, like I mentioned, locking the device is done by hitting the power button on top, and the device can be unlocked with a sliding down gesture. But better not do too many of these unlocking gestures on screen because you never know. Apple just might send me a bill. I kid, but let's take a look at the Android market. Android at its core is an open source platform, so the store contains a nice variety of different apps, games, and content, most of them free of charge. Downloading content from Android market is as simple as a few button presses. Finished and installed downloads will appear in the Programs menu, and they will also appear in the Notifications menu that drops down from the top of the screen. In the Notifications menu, you'll be informed of received calls, messages, and tweets, and also updates to your system and different apps. And as you can see on the top of the home screen, you'll see small icons for all the different notifications you've received. But back to the market. There are a bunch of fun games in the Android market, and I know a lot of you consider mobile games to be a bit lame, but you have to remember, they're not supposed to compete with PS3 and Xbox 360 titles. They're supposed to compete with boredom. I'll be making a video of the coolest apps and games in the Android market, so stay tuned for that. Let's move on to take a look at the web browsing experience on the Desire. Mobile browsing has been a bit limited by processor speed in the past, but the Snapdragon processor inside the device keeps up with even the heaviest of pages, and even the larger pages seem to load up with impressive speed over Wi-Fi or fast 3G connection. The browsing experience on the Desire is very fast and fluid, and as you know, Adobe Flash is at the core of a lot of sites these days, and the browser on the Desire can handle small flash animations and featuring carousels right off the page. The high-res AMOLED screen on the device is excellent for reading the smallest of fonts, and when needed you can double tap to zoom in. You can now also use pinch to zoom, which works nice and fast and scales the text on the page accordingly. And as you can see, pinching in and out is a very fluid experience. Another feature added to the browser is the contextual menu that opens up when selecting text. After selecting a word or a section of text, you can copy it to the clipboard, share it with your friends, or hit the icon in the middle and you're given options to look up the word in Wikipedia or Google Dictionary. You can also translate the text selection directly through Google Translate, which is a pretty cool feature. I do most of my mobile web browsing when I'm on the move or when I need to quickly look up something. I usually don't have time for lag and clunkiness, but thankfully the browsing experience on the Desire is fast from start to finish. The 5-megapixel autofocus camera on the back of the device takes decent 5x3 pictures, especially in daylight, and here's a couple of shots I took the other day down at the waterfront. And of course an indoor shot of the dude bobblehead. The optical trackball doubles as the camera button, and the colors, contrast, and ISO levels are easily adjustable on the fly. All the snapshots you take can easily be shared to your preferred social media services, for example Facebook and Twitter. The Desire can also record video at a resolution of 800 by 640 pixels. And here's a sample of video recording on Desire. Overall, the camera on the Desire will be sufficient for your mobile photography and videography needs. And let's take a look at media playback. The Desire features extensive support for basically the most common audio formats as one would expect. The album application looks great and navigates well using gestures and optical trackball. And of course, the Desire is more than capable at multitasking, so you can listen to music while, for example, browsing the web. The HTC Desire supports a variety of video formats. And video playback on the Desire is impressive again thanks to the fast processor and excellent screen. Overall, the HTC Desire is a very impressive device. It has a gorgeous big screen and excellent performance when it comes to user experience and web browsing especially. While the hardware is much like that in the Nexus 1, HTC Sense makes the Desire an entirely different experience. Compared to the standard Android interface, Sense is much more accessible to casual users, but will appeal to hardcore smartphone users as well. The Desire is available in Europe and Asia-Pacific regions. If you reside in the US, I recommend checking out the HTC Incredible, which can be considered as a cousin device to the Desire. If you guys have any questions about the device, feel free to tweet me at Lasse-Bulkkinen and I'll be happy to answer them best I can. That's it for my tour of the HTC Desire. See you in the next one. LP signing out.